what can you do in 100 years? Well, let's see. All right, guys, it's Felix from Bars and Cigars ATL, and we will all be so lucky to be on this big blue ball that we call Earth for 100 years. But it's not just about the number. It's about what you do in those 100 years that really put a stamp on your existence. So, in celebration of their 100 years, Calumet is giving us their first rye whiskey. Yeah, in 100 years of existing, this is their first time producing a rye whiskey for us. Now, they're well known for their high age whiskeys and bourbons, 15, 16, 17. Now they got their 18-year out. But again, this is their high rye. And I really wanted to get my hands on it to see if they keep that reputation of making really good whiskey. Or is this something that deviates from their path, just showing that this is maybe their one in many attempts in giving us a rye. So we're going to walk through the whiskey like we always do. We're going to talk about the color. I'll give you some details on the whiskey itself. We'll pour it in a glass, we'll nose it, see what scents and aromas that we're getting from it, and then we'll take it to the palate and see how it tastes. All right, so let's get into it, guys. As I mentioned, this just came out. So a week or two or so ago, I was actually able to visit Tap House while the rep was there. Tap House is a local liquor store a little bit south from me. But the two reps were there, and they really were showing off their celebratory bourbon, Bottle and Bomb. That's new as well. And this rye, along with the 18-year. So got an opportunity to taste a little bit of the Bottle and Bomb bourbon. I had a little sip of this, but it wasn't enough to really kind of compare it to anything or really taste on the palate. But again, those two things were something I really was impressed with, along with the 18 years. So hopefully I can get my hands on that one too, and we'll see what that one's all about. But again, their reputation is amazing. They love their 16-year. That was one of our first YouTube reviews here. Just incredible. So the reps did tell me to go back and try to find them 15 because that was their favorite. And so I know that they have a reputation of just making really good stuff. It's usually on the shelf, not allocated. So I'm happy to see that. Guys, let's pour into it. Just clean that up and see what we got. Now, a little bit about the whiskey itself. This is a 91% rye whiskey, and then the other 9 is malted barley. So no corn, no wheat, hence a rye. It doesn't have an age statement on this. And I know, again, Calumet is known for their age stated stuff. I think starting with an 8-year, I think they got a 10, so forth and so on. So I would like to see if, or try to find out what exactly the age is on this rye. But yeah, just all I need is a little bit of a year. I would like to know if it's a 4 or 5 or 6. So hopefully after this one, this being their first, we'll get to see some age statements on their rye as well. So we'll look forward to that. So let's not waste any more time. Let's pour it in the glass. See how it smells, the aroma, the color, and then we'll take it to the palate. There. All right. So cool. So just off the bat, the color is a nice, soft amber and brown. I would say maybe like a honey color there. So honey, amber, really not too light, but not too heavy or dense. Just a really nice color on the whiskey. Seems to be clean. I'm not getting a lot of texture off the glass. You know, if it's oily or very thick or viscous, usually you get a little bit on the glass. Did leave a nice little ring, but nothing's kind of running from it. Doesn't seem to be very viscous, so I'm thinking that as far from an age standpoint, probably not that high, but doesn't mean that the flavor and taste isn't there. So before we get to that, let's just nose it and see how it smells. I actually like it. Not too much ethanol, of course, only being 100 proof, you're not going to get a lot of that. But I get nice spices and I get green apple. So think of apple pie or apple custard, something like that. Really nice. Yeah, really nice spices on the nose, but with that fresh green apple, a little bit of cinnamon in there. Yeah, nutmeg. Yeah, that's really nice. Really nice aroma. Nothing that really pops out, but I like it. It's tasty. It smells tasty. Really good there. Who doesn't like apple cinnamon, warm breadiness, a nice crust? That's what you get here. Yeah. Actually, a lot of spice now that it's opening up more and more. So really like it. All right. Well, let's take it to the palate and see what it does. Oh, that's easy sipping. That's nice. That is really nice. Actually, sweeter than what I would have thought, just because I didn't get a lot of sweetness other than the syrupy apple on it. But this actually has a different note of sweetness. So, of course, the white sugar, like you would in a pie, that just helps the apples kind of maturate and releases juices. So you do get that. You get the cinnamon in there as well. But there's a nice, and I did mention the color of honey. There's a nice coat of honey on this. That is really nice. That kind of helps give it a little bit of viscosity, a little bit of mouthfeel on the back end of the tongue. I like that. So honey, apple, white sugar, the spices are still coming through. A little bit more of the nutmeg on this. You still get the cinnamon. Oh yeah, that's really nice. Again, easy sipping on this one. This is nice. But again, at 100 proof, that's what I would expect. But I also think that it's giving you kind of those traditional rye notes without giving you too much. So on that second sip, I did start to get a little bit of the mintiness or herbalness, but it's nothing like a spearmint or a big mint bomb. It's just a little bit of greenness that would give you just a hint of that mint. I wouldn't say it's as strong as spearmint gum or anything of that nature or nothing like that. So just a touch, which is nice again with the apple. That's a common, little note that you'll get in something that maybe have apple, some mint, some nice green notes to it. That is really good. And I'm loving that honey kind of finish on it. Speaking of the finish, I would say it teeters. It kind of enters into medium, but doesn't last a little too long. I think that mint and those baking spices helps it kind of linger a little bit more right here in the middle of the tongue. But as far as like a warming, lasting finish all the way to your gut, you don't necessarily get that. Again, I guess the hashtag for this one will be easy sipping rye, but really nice flavors. So even if you're not a big rye fan, I think you wouldn't necessarily complain about this one. These are notes that we all grew up with. We all usually like for the American palate: apple, cinnamon, spice, honey, white sugar. So that's nothing that will really turn off anybody. And again, at the proof point of 100 proof, it's not in your nostrils. It's not burning your chest. It's really, really good and approachable. Yeah, and as you can see, you really don't even need a rock. That was a fresh pop. It's not really hot. I think not putting ice on this actually allows you to taste the flavors. I'm sure it's going to open up a little bit more as it aerates and more oxygen gets in there. So I really want to see where it goes. But as it is from a fresh pop, really good aroma, kind of basic aromas, but really nice there. The taste gives you more than what the nose gives you. So the taste is going to give you that profile that I talked about that's really approachable, easy for anyone to kind of approach to this one and really like. I know we're in the midst of summer or really getting summer started and not too many people are grabbing for a rye. However, this is, again, not one of those winter ryes that's going to burn you or be too heavy. This is something you still can either make a damn good top shelf cocktail with or have it alone on a summer night after you finish grilling. Pour this up and yes, absolutely, that's it. After some grilling, pour this up You don't need ice. You could probably put a rock cube in there or some cold stones, and you will be set for that evening. So this is a really good rye. For this to be their first rye, I think Calumet really did a good job. Again, I just would like to know whether it's 4 or 6 year, but I would love to see the future iterations of this as they can put a 6, a 7, a 8, 9, 10. That is going to be some good stuff. So I will continue to be a fan. I was a fan on the 16. I'm going back for the 15. Can't wait to crack the 17 to 18. But for this first rye, they really did a good job. Yeah, that again, even if you're not a rye drinker, I think you could get your hands on it. You could really approach it. You can sit down with your buddies after a good meal. Not even after a good meal. You can have this before the meal. It's so approachable. But this is really good. Hats off to you guys at Calumet. Really good rye. You continue to impress me with the stuff that you do put out. You take your time and put out stuff. So it's been more than just 1 year between the 16 and the 17 and 18, or 2 years. So they really take their time when they produce stuff. You better be sure that they're trying to put their best foot forward. So I do like that about them. So if you get a Calumet product, just know that it's probably pretty damn good by their standards. So, all right, guys, this has been another Spirit review. Of course, subscribe, comment, like, definitely comment and let me know if you've tried this, or if you're looking for it and you're in the Georgia area, hopefully I can help you find it and suggest some local stores. But definitely want to tip my hat to the reps that I met down at Tap House Liquors, and of course Tap House. It was impromptu. They just so happened to be there at the same time I was there. But great conversation, great opportunity to test this before it hit the market, and I was glad that I was able to grab a bottle. All right, guys, this has been Felix. But don't forget to light up your life and enjoy your summer. All right, peace.